Welcome back to Melita's Delicacies. Friends, today I am presenting to you a very special traditional Goan delicacy, and that is the Goan Pot Beef Roast. Now this is going to be a really tender, succulent and delicious, packed with flavors beef roast. This is a dish that will be always on the menu of big occasions as well as small family get-togethers. Here I have a chunk of meat which is about 1.6 kg. Now I'm going to just cut this into 3 pieces. Now the size of the chunks that you want to cut is totally your personal choice. This is the way I prefer it to be done. And I have already washed it and patted it dry. So now I'm going to season it with salt and let it rest for about half an hour. Until then, I'm going to prepare my spices for the marinade. And friends, if you are new to my channel or haven't subscribed already, then please do it now, and please hit the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new recipe. And if you like my recipe, please press the thumbs up. And please do share my recipes with your family and friends so that they too enjoy watching my videos. Thank you in advance. I have already applied the salt and I'm going to cover and let this meat rest and marinate for about half an hour. Until then, let's prepare the spices. Now, the very few spices that go into a delicious pot roast. Here I have about 2 inch of cinnamon stick, 1 inch of ginger piece which I have peeled, and I have peeled about 10 cloves of garlic, half tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of peppercorns, half tablespoon of cloves, and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. And to make the meat tender, I am going to use 3 tablespoons of vinegar, and I have about 6 to 8 Kashmiri chilies. Now pop all these ingredients into your mixer jar and grind them coarsely. Now I'm going to leave aside some peppercorns for later use. Just break into pieces the cinnamon stick for the ease of grinding. And to this, for a pop of color and a mild spice, I'm going to split in 2 Kashmiri chilies into my marinade paste. Here my paste is ready. Now I'm going to apply this on the meat chunks and massage them really well. This will ensure that your meat becomes really delicious and packed with flavors. And as you know, friends, no Goan menu is complete, whether it's for big occasions or small, without the Goan beef roast. Now for these spice mix to penetrate really deep into the meat, I am piercing each chunk of meat on all sides with a fork so that your roast becomes really flavorful. And let it marinate for at least 4 hours, but if you have time, then leave it overnight into the refrigerator. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it be on my tabletop for 4 hours, and then I'm going to cover and pop it into the fridge overnight. My meat is being well marinated overnight. I have removed up from the refrigerator and let it come to room temperature. Now here, since my meat did not have a lot of fat, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of oil, and to make the roast really soft, delicious, I'm adding here 1 tablespoon of butter and add the marinated meat to it. Make sure the pan is very hot as we are going to sear the meat during this process, and sear it on all sides well. Now searing is an important part of this beef roast, as this will seal in its juices and make the roast really delicious, tender and succulent. I bet if you try this, you will not be able to resist it ever. But just make sure you sear it on all sides on high flame. If you keep your flame low, then the meat will start releasing its juices. We are searing it to seal its juices. Once it is well seared, remove and keep aside. And in the same pot, put in the peppercorns, slit in your chilies, add 2 onions roughly chopped and saute for about 2 minutes. Now add some water into the bowl of leftover marinade and add the water into the pot. Adjust the consistency a little bit and put your seared meat chunks back into the pot. And put in back the seared meat chunks and add about half cup of red wine. And this is going to make your meat really delicious and packed with flavors. But this is totally optional. Cover and cook for about 10 minutes. And at this time, do the taste test. And I'm going to add here 1 teaspoon of sugar to balance the flavors. Mix it in well and cover and cook for another 5 minutes and keep turning the chunks of meat. Here, it's been 40 minutes since my meat has been cooking on low flame and my meat looks well cooked. I'm going to remove the meat chunks and leave them out for about 5 minutes so that I'm able to handle them. Don't worry about the excess juices of the meat. I'll show you what to do. Slice the meat in thickness of your preference. You see, the meat is so tender, succulent, delicious and flavorful. I'm already drooling, friends. Now add the slices back into the gravy and mix it well and cook for a further 5 minutes until the meat gets well cooked with the gravy. This is going to ensure that each slice of this roast beef is going to be delicious and flavorful. And here your delicious pot roast beef is ready. Roasted beef is well served with chunks of potatoes. Now for this I have boiled potatoes which I've sliced and I'm going to just sear them on each side. And I'm going to flavor them with pepper powder, black salt and some chaat masala. They also equally be flavorful. Can be served as a main part of the menu, but also the leftovers can be made into delicious chili fry or just pop it into a buttered bread and use it as a sandwich. I have here some freshly cut carrots which also I'm searing. Delicious, tender, succulent, full of flavors, Goan Pot Beef Roast is ready to be relished. Do try this recipe at your home with your families, friends, and enjoy this delicious pot roast beef. And I'm sure you will just love this, friends. See you next week with yet another delicious, exciting recipe. Until then, try beef roast and enjoy. See you next week. Until then, take care. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Please do watch my pot roast chicken as well.